Yo, what's going on, guys? This is the Jae Grind podcast from the BX Show. So check this out. We got a talented, multi-talented artist. I mean, you name it, and is her name is Assata, y'all. So Assata, say what's up to the fans.
Hello, how you guys doing? Yeah. Okay.
So, Assata, tell the fans in the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so like you said, my name's Assata. My stage name is Sada Marie. I have a couple of things that I do actually. So I have a record label, Christian record label that I own with my husband, and I've been writing music since I was about 9. Now I've just started rapping as of last year, but I also write like books. I have another business called Women on a Mission where I teach women on how to get closer to Christ and find their purpose, live in their purpose. And eventually down the line I want to be able to be an investor into startup companies. So that's why, I also sell mugs and stuff to get the inventory up and get the money flowing. Yeah, we're so far. We're that
Look,
far.
so, um, you said you and your husband has a record label. What's the
Yeah.
record label name?
Well, we're called BFA, Bars from Above. It was founded actually, God gave him that name in 2014, but we wasn't Christian at the time. We were like just I used to write R&B like love songs and stuff like that and breakup songs, and he used to like rap worldly too. And it wasn't until about 2017 that God touched his heart first, and he started to change up how he rapped, and he started rapping about God. And I still was writing for like the world and stuff. I didn't start coming into Christian music until February like 20 like 18 maybe. Then, I just changed up, now I write music for the Lord. It's been quite a journey. Yeah, but we have about 5 members, and they're all really talented. And we hope to eventually, travel the world and change lives and bring people to Christ through our music. Yeah, so that's it. That for that one.
So, So Asada, so what I want to know your I want to know like what got you started in music, what got you writing and
Oh.
things like that. Like what sparked that?
All right, so when I was 9 years old, I experienced my first, if I would say, I don't know, want to know, say like heartbreak, but like, when you're 9 years old, you don't really know much, but it was like I liked someone, they liked someone else. So then I started writing music. Like I just started like writing about how I was feeling. I wasn't writing to beats at that time. I was just like, I would have a melody in my head and I would just write lyrics and sing the melody out. I also got into like being a choir. I got into acting and all of like the performing arts stuff about the same age, about 9. I figured out my love for it. And it actually, to be honest, this is funny. I used to love to watch Hannah Montana, and I loved Alicia Keys. So my music was inspired by both of them as well. Like I saw like how Hannah Montana was acting and singing, and I wanted to be able to influence people that same way. Like that's always been like a dream since that age. That's really what sparked my writing and stuff. Yeah.
It's so funny you said that you and your husband came up with BFA and you were saying like how like you were writing worldly music.
Hmm.
What transition what was it what made you transition from worldly music to you said
To
Christian
Christian.
music. So how
Hmm.
what like how did you transition from worldly to Christian and why?
Okay. So, it took a long time for me to even like to transition into that because I was so stuck in like I love my style of like writing and I wanted to like be, influential that way. Like I really wanted to be mainstream. And God had protected us from like a lot of things like being mainstream, as you see everything that's going on now. But it was really just as I got closer to Christ, my desire started to change and I started to use my gifts to glorify him. And then it started being easier for me to write music. Like the music just came quicker. It came more efficiently. My writing got better throughout the years, and I just felt more fulfilled, you know, um, doing it like that. Also, with my books, that's a funny thing too, because I used to write really dark books back then, and I pumped out 2 books in like 6 months when I was writing books for the world and like writing like really dark ones. And then once I switched to try to write Christian like books, it like that flow stopped for some reason. I was just like, it's so much harder. But it's I feel like it's also because um when you do things for God, you get like a lot of pushback, you know, because your purpose is stronger. Like your purpose is bigger. So it's more, I don't know how to say it. It's more like what's that word for it? It's more fulfilling, but it's also more of a challenge, you know. But you also can be able to touch a lot of people with, you know, your testimonies and your stories like that. So I mean, my books used to be very dark, like very. But yeah, I switched up.
Mm.
Mhm. That's
So
how.
what are the push
Huh?
in being a Christian artist?
You said what purpose?
What are the pushbacks of being a Christian
Oh,
artist?
pushback.
No,
Um,
what is the push?
the
Yeah.
pushback. I feel alright. So the more of a like more attacks, a lot of like you probably get like less bookings, or like it's not even about the bookings really. It's like, you know, when, well, nowadays it's like Christian hip hop is starting to get like more recognized and more noticed. But back then, you know, people be like, oh, we don't want to hear that, like we don't want to invite you, like, or if you go to like a venue that does primarily different music, and then you come and do Christian music, they all look at you like, you know. So like we experienced that a couple of times, and but it's all for the glory of God, because you plant seeds into people's lives, and a lot of people now they're starting to embrace it more. But like it's really like that. Like you get friends that walk away from you. Like we used to have a lot of people just started like walking away from us once we like changed into Christian. And it's really, I don't know, it's really just like upholding it. Like, and also when you're a Christian artist, people look at you like with like a higher standard, even though like we're all human and we're all gonna still like make mistakes. They hold you to like you can't mess up, or like they'll like write you off and stuff like that. Like, you know, it's pretty tough, but you know, at the end of the day we navigate our way through it. Mhm. Yep.
So, what are some of the projects that you have out
That
for
I have
for
out.
yourself and you and your husband, the BFA?
Okay. So I have out
Hmm.
there's a worship song that I wrote called All of You, that I wrote that back in 2018. That's out on I believe SoundCloud and on Spotify. My newest one that I had last year out is called Best Friend. I have it with my cousin and also an artist on the label ACT. Me and my husband, we actually have a whole EP out called Honest. You can find that on Audible. Um, oh no, not Audible, Audio Mac. I said Audible, Audio Mac. Um, I also have some new things that I have coming out. I'm working on a EP called Truth. So yeah, so maybe like later on in the year, you probably see that coming out. And some of the other artists, they have some things coming out soon. Yeah, so but that's, you know, a little secret. It's a little secret, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's great. So, like, what you said you and your husband has a record label, BFA. What inspires you to continue music, and how does your artist stay inspired?
Ooh. Okay. So, the inspiration, a lot of it comes from like us watching other Christian artists or the artists in general, like, you know, doing their thing. And also like when we see like you hear like your favorite song, the Holy Spirit always sparks like, you know, motivation and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna even lie, I be like getting, sometimes I get frustrated, or I would say like I will lose my passion, and I have to take a second, you know, sit down and just bring myself back to like, you know, a lot of the things that I've been through, but that's really what sparked my writing. And I want to be able to help people go through it, like, you know, go through like when you feel like you lost your passion, or when you feel like you're far away from God, or like stuff like that. Like I write things to bring people to like that space where they know that God is always there. And yeah, especially that's exactly what best friend is about. Like, about like experiencing a lot of pain, but just knowing that God never leaves you. Yeah. And the other artists, we all inspire each
Wow.
other. Um, a lot of the times we like to, like, uplift each other. You are a big one that does that to us too. Like, like to motivate, push and uplift to make sure, like, listen, if you're down, just get back up, just know what you gotta do. But yeah. So yeah.
Okay. That's really good. I love what you got going on. Where can the audience, where can they find you? Like
Okay.
like where can they find you for music, for booking, or even, features or collaborations? Where can they
Well,
find you?
we for collabs we have a email, barsfromabove973 @gmail.com. But they can find us on YouTube Music, on Spotify mostly. ACT has a whole album out called Greater Heights. You can find that on YouTube and on Spotify. Um and we're actually working on a website, so you'll be able to like get merch from there. You'll be able to like listen to our music and stuff like that, but mostly on Spotify. If you look up Bars from Above, you'll see some of the artists and some of the music that they already have out. Uh, for myself, on SoundCloud, Audio Mac, and oh yeah, Spotify. I'll send the link to you so you can link it to your thing too, so people can find it there. But yeah. Hmm.
Okay, that's cool. So like you said you have other things going on. Like
Yeah.
uh what inspires you to do the mug? What are some of the other things that you got going on?
Okay. So with the mug, so I started my that business last year, and I was having a hard time finding people to sponsor me for my startup. And I'm like, if there was like a lot of companies out there that say, oh, they'll help you with your startup, but a lot of them say you have to make a certain amount of money. And I'm like, well, if it's for a startup, you're obviously, you're not making that much money. So there's really no help for people like me who want to really start a company but don't have the capital. So I was praying to God, and I came up with the idea that, I want to be able to invest in people like myself who want to be able to start a company, but they don't have capital. And I'm going to actually be able to bless them with the capital to start their business. Also, just like young parents or just young people in general, like our age and younger, like they go through like a lot of things. So I have put together Women on a Mission to help people find their purpose in Christ, and also just their purpose in general, like whatever they like to do. I have resources that I can help them do whatever it is that their hearts desire to do. And also for young parents, I know that it's hard out there with like Pampers, food, and all of that stuff. So I want to be able to give back as well for that. That's why I started this company, Women on a Mission, to be able to give back to the community, and just another stream of income as well, and just another way to bring glory to God and get His name out there. And my books, I don't know, I just really liked writing in general. So like I have a book, the Stay at Home Mom Survival Guide. I also have like devotionals that I have out too. So those are just ways to help as well, like with encouragement and stuff like that. I just love to encourage people and see them live up to their full potential. So that's really how that company started. Yeah. And the mugs are just a way to
Wow,
bring
man,
money
you
in.
got so much going on.
It's a lot, yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, you got so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like as a one thing you kept bringing up is God, like and Christianity and God. Like how has God and Christianity changed your life as an individual?
Ooh, that's a good one. Eli, no. Sorry, that's my son acting up. Yeah. Stop, Elijah.
Yeah.
Elijah, go. All right. So, when I was younger, I was really lost. And but I've always been in church, but I got into like some witchcraft. I got into like deep things, and for yeah, it's also because I was looking for something. I was looking for answers. I was just really hurt a lot. So, it wasn't until I got old enough. Like I got like maybe what 19, I moved out, and my life started spiraling even worse. And then uh I actually found Christ in the church that I go to. I went there and it was like the first time in my whole life that I've ever felt like God was speaking directly to me. Mind you, I've always knew about him, but I didn't know that you could have like a personal relationship like that where he would talk to you. But from then I started to just grow closer to him. He started showing me visions of myself speaking actually like on stages. Like I was like, what am I gonna be doing? I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, like talking, preaching, singing, rapping. I didn't know. But from there, like, I had like ups and downs, but my walk has grown stronger, and I always like to tell people about my testimony because like it could help a lot of people. Like I really used to be like deep into like evil things, thought like like you write murderous books. I used to like try to do spells, even though God never let me get to that point. But I would like speak to
Oh
yeah,
my god.
speak to like demons. It was just a lot of wildness. Like yeah, it's a lot of craziness. But I got delivered from it, and that's why I'm on a crusade to tell people, because a lot of people get into that without really knowing. Like I used to try to astral project, but I never had the capacity to focus long enough for that. So I never got to that point. But yeah,
Wow.
a lot of people unknowingly practice or get into witchcraft because they're looking for answers, and they don't know that the answer is found in Jesus. Like the answer is found in Christ, and like he can really pull you from some real dark things and real dark places. Yeah, so I just been on a journey to like, tell people about it. Like it's no joke, messing with that side, and it's not easy when you leave from that to come to Christ, because he's not gonna let you go. Like you're gonna deal with a lot of craziness afterwards, but just know that God has the power to pull you through it all. Yeah. But yeah, that's
Wow.
just a part of my
It's
testimony.
wow, that's you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Like deep
So I
stuff,
wanted
yeah.
to say, like, yeah, like your journey has been amazing. So like what do you tell an upcoming artist that is making music but doesn't know, or maybe is looking for acceptance but
Yeah.
doesn't know how?
All right. So what I would tell them is to stay true to yourself, stay true to your artistry. And also the only acceptance that you need is Jesus, because people will always like let you down. Especially in this journey, a lot of people will look down on artists. Like I just don't understand that. But I just want to say don't give up on your dream. It will get hard sometimes, but just remember your why. Your why should always be bigger than your circumstances. And when you're going through the battle, actually what I want you guys to do is like write down moments that you overcome. So then when you can look back on it, it'll give you motivation to keep moving and keep pushing. Yeah.
Wow. So like what? So like running a record label and running, I mean, being in charge of other artists, like what are the pros and cons to that? Like what are the challenges?
Oof. There's a lot of challenges. I think the pro would be when you see your artist like moving forward and like they're getting the traction that they want, and then you complete a project and you see them through it like from the beginning to the end, and like they go out and they just make you proud. The cons could be dealing with the different personalities. Like you're in charge, so it's like you have to make the hard decisions, and that's always not going to be in everybody's favor. Like you can't please everybody, so it's kind of hard when you're like a leader in that aspect, and you have to lead other artists, because you also have to understand that um they have to have like certain times where people can release things unless it like clashes and stuff like that. And also putting yourself like last, like putting others above you, and making sure that you like everybody else is okay first. That it's a pro and a con. But I don't know. I actually like to serve, so it's like not that bad for me. But when I was the CEO at one point, I told him he had to take that responsibility back, because it was just way too much. Like being an artist and being a leader is hard because one of them lacks. So it's like you have to find balance. That's like what I would say. Yeah.
Wow. So like So what is your 5 to 10 year plan? What is your goal with everything that you have going on?
Okay, so my 5 to 10 year plan is we want to have like a studio space within that time. Hopefully get a little bit more traction for my business. I want to start making like a decent revenue so I can start like giving out things, probably do more fundraisers. I want to have a house by then. Um, let's see what else. Um, for the business wise, I guess if say like more albums out, more merch out. Um, really that's it, like just most importantly a space, like a safe space for us to like just create and start having more of our brand out there and having more like people, having more people know who we are and stuff like that. So that's basically really it. I want to be able to start giving back for both businesses. Yeah.
Mm. So I was thinking, like, when you said that, like, what does BFA and what does Assata want to be known for? If when people hear your name, when people see BFA, what do you want to be known for?
I want to be known for our authenticity. I want to be known, people to know us for being like real and, being like, followers, like real followers of Christ. Like, a lot of people like they like to put on like a show or stuff like that. No, we know we're flawed. Everyone knows that, but I really pride myself on being real and connecting because that's really how you connect with people and that's how you can like really help and really make a difference. I want us to be like, when people listen to like, no, those they really love the Lord, like they're really, out here doing their thing. Also, I just want us to be known for just being genuine, nice people, like being givers, being people who give back. Really, that's it. And also for myself, like I want to be known as the person who gives back, the person who, loves her community, loves her people, loves her family, stuff like that. That's really it.
So so you know how do you navigate in the music and how do you navigate in the music and the acting industry with these standards? Like, what pushes you to say I'm going to do it no matter what?
Um, never forgetting the mission, never forgetting where our true love is. Because I would say my love for music has never changed. Like I've always been in love with like just like music, acting, all of that, like the theater, like so I never forget that mission. I never forget the fire. I never forget the love for it first. Because it's not like if you do something you love, it's not a job, but if you make it into a job, it starts to feel daunting, and then you like, like, I don't want to do it. No, but when you're doing something that you genuinely love and you're called to do, and it's your purpose, then that's what's gonna always fuel you. Because there will be times where you don't feel like doing nothing. You don't feel like going out. You don't feel like performing. You don't feel like nothing. But you know that at the end of the day, you're doing it because you have a love for it and a true passion for it. Yeah. So,
Wow. So I mean, you you said so many things, and I think a lot of people are gonna. I believe a lot of people are going to, when they see what you have to offer, and when you put out what you have to offer, I believe a lot of people, including myself, is going to be a huge support. How important is support?
ooh, very
Having a
important.
support system.
Having a support system is very important.
Why?
Because like on the days where you feel like you're about to fall, and like because sometimes you can get like, if you don't have that person there to like help you and push you forward, it can get really, really like crushing, and like some people could fold under pressure and like fall or whatever. But when you have someone there to help you lift you up and like support you on your down days and also on your good days, and then you also support other people, it it can make everyone grow together. So I feel like support is very, very important because nobody could do it by themselves. Everybody needs
Mm.
someone to help them in like a circle or stuff like that too. So yeah.
Mm. Okay, so like, what song stands out to you as an artist and why? And
Of
what
my own or someone else's?
yours.
Oh, mine. Um, I want to say best friend. Whenever I hear it, I cry still. Because it was real. It was like I was really going through it at the time, and it was just me pouring out my heart to God and just like, showing my appreciation to him and like saying, like even basically it was me giving myself encouragement um through it, because sometimes I like to listen back to my music and I'm like, wait a minute, like I wasn't like, even if I wasn't going through anything at that moment, that song, I made it for me when I'm going through it now, and I know if it's for me, it's for other people too. Like, when you're in deep pain and like you feel like nobody is there or nobody cares for you, like that song always lifts me up, because I'm just like, wow, like when I listen to the words, I'm just like, yeah, it helps motivate me and stuff like that. So that song is deep, but I would really suggest people listen to it. It could really help on like dark days. Yeah,
So you have children, and I wanted to ask you, because you have children, like what is something that you want them to see out of you as an artist and as a mother?
I would say I want them to see consistency. I also want them to see me just on how I handle situations, because I never handled situations the best way before. So like now I'm even learning to like get healing and be healed, because when you're not healed, you can pass that trauma onto your kids, and I would not have that. So I want them to see, they see me reading the Bible. They love to actually read the Bible. They love to pray. So sometimes I let them, even if we don't know what they're saying, I still let them pray. I let them watch like Veggie Tales and stuff. They love Veggie Tales. Like, I love that show too, but I let them see
Yeah.
like things like they come to church. They come into church and stuff. Like I want them to be around people who genuinely love them, who are like, who love the Lord, so they can see that's the type of lifestyle that I want them to have. So even if they stray away, I know that they'll come back because they have that foundation set from the beginning. Yeah. So that's really what I want them to see. Like just being like, I want them to see their mom, like, you know, instead of, you know, getting crazy, she goes to pray. So then they see, okay, so when I feel bad, I go pray, you know, instead of wilding out. But yeah, it gets hard,
Right.
but yeah. Hmm.
Let me let No, and I wanted to say, like, since you know, how does marriage, because you're an artist, you're in the industry, how do
Yeah.
you how does marriage, like, how do you make marriage work in the with while you're working in the industry? Like, how does that happen? How is it possible?
That's a good question. Um, we have to understand that you have to find time for each other as well. Like it's crazy because you have to juggle so much stuff. You juggle the kids and you juggle the business, and you juggle. You have to find time for yourself as well. So what we like to do is like say the kids go to sleep at a certain time. Let's watch a movie, or like let's pick a day where bring the kids to their grandparents and like go out for a couple of hours, or like pray together, read the Bible, or even just sit down and talk. Like, how was your day? What are you feeling? Like, how are you mentally? Because being a parent can be mentally draining. So always check on the mental health. And marriage sometimes like it can get difficult a lot of the times, with arguments, but then you have to realize that, listen, it's an attack. So you have to relax, go to God and be like, listen, God, I'm real mad right now. I need you to step in. And he steps in and then he brings the connection back. It is like it could get tough. Sometimes it's like real, sometimes it's hard days, like with disagreements, or like, I want to do things one way, he wants to do things another way, and we clash. But then we have to understand, like when you work together, nothing can come in between it. So that's like the best thing that has been keeping us together all these years, just knowing that at the end of the day, God put us together. So it's for a reason. We just have to remember the mission and remember, like, listen, we love each other. We got some stuff to do. We can't let nothing crazy come in between that, because, the enemy hates marriage. So he'll try to come in between it. He'll try to like do things, to make you look at each other like in a bad way and stuff like that. But you have to always remember, like, listen, oh my God, my
All right, so there's gonna be a little break. So you already know, check her out on all platforms. She has so much talent, so many things going on for herself. Please check it out. So guys, stay tuned for the Jae Grind podcast and the BFA Assata will be back. So stay tuned for more. We're still gonna be here. Um, so much talent, so much gifts, so much to offer. Like author, writer, designer, artist, co CEO. It's just so many things, when you're so gifted and talented. There's so many things we have inside of us that we have to be grateful for. So it's really good to hear, a lot of talented people just coming up forth with so many businesses and minds to just give back to others and to the community. So it's just really it's really good to just stay in tune and just to stay in touch. And you never know who you're gonna run into. So just keep it going. But we'll wait. This is our small break. BX, we here. Right. And I thought we were back. And we're back. We're back. All right. That was Yeah. We just had a little commercial break, so I was just talking a little bit. Um. No. What was the question I asked? Yeah. Right. Wow. So uh, what's what's next for BFA? What's next for you? What's going on? Where where can the people find? Yeah. Wow. So I have to pop a question. Since you on the Jae Grind podcast, have you heard Jae Grind's music? And if you did, what song stood out to you and why? Oh, Dark Side part, Dark, yeah, Side part two. Nice, nice. Oh, thank you. All right. So, what is something you want to say to the audience before we go? Is there anything like you want to tell them, a sort of motivation, a model that you live by every day? Yo, you already know. Follow Assata BFA. They on all platforms. Music is out. Be ready for a podcast on YouTube. For the women on a mission. Um, you guys, stay tuned for more, man. It's gonna be a talent. So, Assata, thank you for being on the J Ground podcast. It was a pleasure and honor. So, you already know. Check it out. J. Oh, of course. BX. We out. Peace.